The untold cruelty of Genghis Khan towards his slaves, a shocking history. My dear friends, when we talk about the most dangerous and brutal people in history, one name that always comes up is Genghis Khan. He was a ruthless ruler who killed millions, turned thriving cities into graveyards, and spared no one, not even animals, in the lands he conquered. At one point, he controlled nearly a third of the known world and wiped out around 10% of the global population. Now, if he could do this to free people, imagine how he treated his slaves. In today's video, I'll tell you just how cruel Genghis Khan was to his slaves. So much so that after hearing it, you might stop thinking of him as human at all. So, make sure you watch this video till the end, because if you don't know your history, how will you truly know yourself? To Genghis Khan, only his people mattered. Everyone else was beneath him. That's why he treated slaves worse than animals. You might not believe it, but he used his slaves as human shields in battle. Whenever his army went to war, he would force slaves to march in the front line, unarmed and helpless. Historians consider this one of the darkest tactics in warfare. These slaves were killed before the actual battle even began, allowing the Mongol army to fight with minimal losses. This strategy broke enemy defenses, giving Genghis Khan easy victories. For example, in 1209 he attacked the Tangut Empire in the west. In that battle he used 300 Chinese slaves as shields. These men had been captured in earlier invasions of China. Almost all of them were killed in the attack, but it helped the Mongol army win with little resistance. Even after such mass death, Genghis Khan continued using this tactic. In 1223, during his campaign against the Khwarezm Empire in the Middle East, he again used thousands of Muslim prisoners as human shields. Some of these prisoners were even tied to huge logs and thrown into enemy forts as live weapons. Genghis Khan's strategy showed he would stop at nothing to win. His only goal was victory. But if you think that was the end of his cruelty, think again. That was just the beginning. Genghis Khan forced his slaves to do back-breaking labor. Day or night, in scorching heat or freezing cold, they were made to dig canals, build roads, carry heavy stones, and perform endless hard labor. There were no rules about their rest or food. Slaves were beaten constantly and worked to the bone. These slaves were the backbone of both his empire and his battles. Wherever Genghis Khan went, he captured people and used them as slaves, not just for work or as human shields, but even for entertainment. Yes, the Mongols forced their slaves to fight each other just for fun. These fights wouldn't stop until one of them died, like ancient Roman gladiator games. And if that wasn't enough, sometimes they were made to fight wild animals. For the Mongols, slaves were nothing more than toys to break whenever they felt like it. For these slaves, Genghis Khan was like a god, and they were forced to prove their loyalty to him. One of his cruelest rules was this: to show true loyalty, a slave had to be willing to kill their own family. If they refused, they were considered traitors and executed. There's a chilling story from 1219 during the siege of a Khwarezm city called Terror. Genghis Khan had lost some of his messengers in the region and attacked the entire kingdom in revenge. After capturing Terror, he took the governor's son and told him to kill his own father. The boy agreed, but Genghis Khan killed him anyway. One of the most horrifying parts of Genghis Khan's cruelty was the sexual abuse of female slaves. It became so widespread that it became a dark symbol of the Mongol Empire. Women were treated like property, raped, abused, and passed around among generals and even his own sons. This abuse led to many children being born from slave women, and shockingly, some of these children were given royal positions. One such example is Kublai Khan, one of Genghis Khan's grandsons, who was born from a Tangut princess captured in war. But such cases were rare. A genetic study found that 0.5% of the world's population today, about 16 million people, carry Mongol genes, which reflects the widespread abuse and forced relationships during the Mongol era. So, this was how Genghis Khan treated his slaves. Slavery has always been harsh, whether in Rome or America, but the Mongol version was uniquely horrifying. Yet despite his cruelty, Genghis Khan succeeded in uniting the Mongols, who went on to rule much of the world for over 200 years. So, friends, how did you find this story? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and share the video, and for more powerful historical stories, subscribe to Art Have Curiosity channel. Thank you.